Hi there, my name is Jessica Schwager and I'm with the Oklahoma City Community Foundation, and we are the state's largest independent scholarship provider. And so we provide scholarships to students all across the state of Oklahoma. I know that Oklahoma City is in our name and we do serve students in the Oklahoma City area, but we also have a few very large scholarship programs for rural students as well. So today, I really wanted to go over our scholarship application process. Typically this time of year, my coworkers and I will go out into schools across the metro area, and we can even zoom into schools in rural Oklahoma and really guide students through the application process. Since we are not able to go into schools this year, we wanted to record a webinar to go through the application process just like if we were at the school. So I'm going to take you through that process from creating an account to applying, just to hopefully make the process a little easier for you. Just so you know, any student can apply from across the state, whether it be high school seniors, people already in college, so students already in college. We do have a few graduate student scholarships as well. And then we actually have a scholarship program for high school juniors as well. It's only that program is only open to a select number of high schools in kind of the Oklahoma City metro area. And those high school juniors do have to be first generation. But I'm going to go through the application process and just show you how easy it is to apply for these scholarships. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So here we go. Well, the first thing I wanted to do is to point you in the direction of our website. So to kind of get to the online application, you can first go to occf.org/scholarships. I think this is a good place to start because you can see the staff right here, our phone numbers. If you click on our emails here, it prompts an email to pop up. You can also see there's a link to where to go to apply. And then there's also a how to apply video. So you can click on that video. That's just kind of a quick 2-minute and 11-second video on how to apply for our scholarships. What I'm going to do today is kind of do more of an in-depth look at our scholarship system. So to apply, you'll go ahead and click Apply Now right here. That takes you to our scholarship application website, which is AcademicWorks. So it's occf.academicworks.com. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is sign up for an account. So you'll click this sign up button right here, and you will enter your email address and a password. So I'm going to go ahead and create an account just like you would. And I'm going to type in a password. Just so you know, you do need to create a password with, I think it's 12 characters. You have to have a digit, uppercase, lowercase, and a special character. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in here. Hopefully I have enough characters. And I signed up. Once you hit that sign up button, it will say a message with a confirmation link has been sent to your email address. Please open the link to activate your account. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to go into your email to look for that confirmation email. One thing I do like to recommend to students is to go ahead and create an email account that is specific to scholarships. If you do use your high school email account, sometimes that is a little problematic because sometimes you don't have access to that email account once you graduate from high school. And so we do all of our communication through email when it comes to the application process and just reminding you to apply. So there might be deadlines after you graduate from high school, and we really don't want you to miss out on those things. So I went ahead and created my own scholarship email called scholarshipsoccf@gmail.com. Now, I went ahead and logged into my Gmail account. This confirmation email is a little tricky to find, and it's very different for everybody. Gmail has been kind of sneaky, and it likes to throw it in different folders. Sometimes it will be in your primary folder. Other times it will be in your promotions folder, which is where it went today. So you can see it here. Other times it might be in your spam folder. So to find your spam folder, it's going to be in the left-hand side here. You'll hit more, and then you'll find spam. So sometimes it does get filtered into spam. We're really working with Gmail to eliminate that happening. But if it's not in spam, it will definitely either be in your primary or your promotions. If for some reason you cannot find it, you can just email us at scholarships@occf.org, and we can help track down where that email is. We can help you get logged in. Okay, so we found the email. We're going to go ahead and click on the email. Please confirm your account, and go ahead and click on that link. Okay. And what clicking on that link does is it's going to direct you straight into our general application. Now, what this general application is it's really just the first step in applying for scholarships. Once you complete this general application, there are very few things that you will be eligible for just by completing this. Rather, you have to complete this step, and then there will be a second step or even a third step you might have to complete as well. I will guide you through that process, so stick with me. But this step is extremely important that you complete this step before moving on to the other step. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out real time with you with my information. Let's see here. So I'm not sure why some of these things are popping up here, but it's okay. You can go ahead and enter this. I'm just going to enter kind of a fake thing here. It's for gender, your racial group, so feel free to answer that. If you don't feel comfortable, hit other. Enter a phone number. Please enter the email, whatever you use to create your account, or whatever email you are checking the most. Also, mailing address is extremely important. If you're awarded a scholarship, we will send you an award letter to your mailing address, not your email, to your mailing address. This is especially important for college students because I know last year, last March, when we were sending out award letters, we were sending them to the students' their dorm rooms. And then with COVID hitting, unfortunately, a lot of times those award letters weren't getting there. So I would say whatever email, whether it be your parents' mailing address, not email, I'm sorry, your parents' mailing address, your permanent address, somewhere where that mail is actually being checked. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter a fake one here. We do ask for your parental information. If you are not able to complete that, that's fine. Skip right over it. I'm going to go ahead and put some names in here. Okay, this next set of questions is extremely important as well. These questions kind of determine what scholarships are going to be recommended to you to apply for. So here we go. And I mentioned as a high school junior, you might be eligible for a first generation scholarship. So are you the first in your family to attend college, meaning that your parents, step-parents, or grandparents have not attended college? I'm gonna go ahead and hit yes for that. Grade and year in school. I'm gonna do this a couple of different ways. The first way I'm going to do it is if you were a high school senior. So I'm going to go ahead and choose high school senior. It will ask for your high school. Please search carefully. We do have every single high school in the state of Oklahoma listed in here. If for some reason, if you're outside of the state of Oklahoma, I know we have, if you're watching this, we do have a few scholarships from outside of the state. Your high school might not be in here. So go ahead and use this other tab, but otherwise it will be in here. So I'm going to just use Harding High School County, Oklahoma County. If you don't know your high school graduation just yet, go ahead and kind of just make up a day or kind of do an estimate of that day. If your high school ranks, go ahead and put your high school class rank in here. If it doesn't, go ahead and just say school doesn't rank. Go ahead and put your GPA in here. We are asking for unweighted GPA. We're not asking for weighted GPA. I know some students want to use the weighted GPA because that oftentimes looks a lot better, but we are looking for unweighted, so keep that in mind. List your ACT if you've taken the ACT, or SAT if you've taken that. If you haven't taken either, go ahead and leave those blank. You can always come back in after you've taken either one of those tests and enter that information. Not all of our scholarships require an ACT or SAT, but I highly recommend going ahead and taking the SAT or ACT, mostly because a lot of our scholarships do require them. And a lot of times colleges require ACT or SAT for scholarship processes. I know that a lot of colleges are getting away from requiring ACT or SAT from their admissions requirements, but most of them still require one of these scores along with a GPA in order to award their scholarship. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you know what college you're planning to attend, go ahead and find it here. If you have a second choice of college, put that in here as well. If you have a major selected already, go ahead and put your major. I do know that we actually have a scholarship specific to women in business, and it is for high school seniors. So if you know you're going into business, go ahead and choose business out of this list. If you have more than one major in mind, you can select more than one major. To do that, you're going to hit the Control button, or it would be Command if you use a Mac computer. So you use Control or Command, you'll hold down on that, and then you'll select multiple things. So you can kind of scroll through this list, say I'm also kind of thinking about computer systems, I can click that, and then also dental studies as well. I have a broad variety of interests. If you're undecided, go ahead and, or if it's not listed, go ahead and put that here. This next section is a little bit for college students. So if you are a college student, go ahead and list your college GPA and then what day you think you're going to graduate. If you're a high school student, it's not going to hurt anything if you put that in here. We won't even look at it. Okay, the next section kind of serves as the resume section. So this section is going to ask kind of anything that would already be on your resume. Now, a lot of students, when I was going out to schools in the past, hadn't actually created a resume yet. So we didn't want that to be a problem with stopping students from applying for our scholarships. So instead, we've gone ahead and added a few of these big kind of text boxes here where students can list their experiences right in this box. So if you have employment history, you can go ahead and list that here. You can go ahead and just list these right in the box. That goes with any of these. If, say, you don't have any high school activities just yet because you are working 40 hours a week on top of going to school, just go ahead and type anything in this box. You can just say NA, no activities yet because I'm working 40 hours. So you can just type that right in the box. If, say, you aren't quite ready to complete this section yet, but you want to come back to it, you can just type X's in the box. You can always save your application and come back to it later. We just want to make sure that your application is complete before our deadlines, which I'll point out here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just type X's here. In addition to actually listing them out on the application, if you do have a resume, you can go ahead and upload it in here. It's completely optional. Some students already have one, so they just want to go ahead and upload it. If you don't worry. But this does give you a chance to upload one if you've had it. Keep in mind that we do require, if you do upload one, you still have to list these out here. A lot of students, if they've already completed a resume, they might just copy and paste some of those sections of their resume into these text boxes. They can definitely do that. I'm going to show you what this looks like here. So it would say choose a new file. I actually saved some of these. Oh, I thought I did. Let's see. Here we go. So I saved something called resume here. Go ahead and open it. You can say, call it a resume, update that, and then it'll be in here. Now this will not save until you actually hit this save and keep editing button, which I'm going to do right now. I want to save all of this information that I've already typed in here. Oh, I guess I typed in birthday wrong. There we go. Try that. Okay. Keep kind of working on this. I do recommend going ahead and saving as you work on it, just so you don't lose anything. I know I'm actually doing this in the middle of an ice storm here in Oklahoma, and if for some reason the power went out, I would at least have these answers saved. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, the next section here is going to ask for your transcript. Now, we are going to ask you to get with your school counselor to get your transcript, and you need to upload it yourself. The counselor can also send it to us, but it's going to be a lot easier if you just go ahead and ask the counselor to give you your transcript and then you upload it yourself. So how you do that, they say give you your transcript. You would hit this add a new file button, choose file, and you would find your transcript. Something I want to point out real quick. The name of whatever file you're uploading, so you see transcript dash copy. There cannot be a dash in anything. So you need to make sure that you don't have any kind of special characters, no dashes, periods, commas, nothing like that in the name of whatever file you're trying to upload. I'll show you what happens if you do. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this one, and I'm going to hit open, and I'm going to hit save and keep editing. Okay, evidently you can have a dash. I apologize. I think it's a comma, maybe you can't have. Just a second. I think it's better to be safe than sorry. Hold on one second, let's try this. Try transcript.copy, okay. There we go. So you could only have, so it says this application could not be updated because of one error. Only one period is permitted in the file name. If you use a comma, it will also give this kind of could not be updated. So, and I realize these instructions are really unclear. That's just how the site is. Unfortunately, we cannot change that. So just keep in mind that whenever you're uploading any kind of file in the system, you need to make sure the name of the file is just really clean. No periods, no commas, exclamation points, anything like that. And I'll show you what this looks like now. And it should go ahead and accept that. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back down here. Sorry if I'm making you sick by scrolling. The general application does also ask you to supply a letter of recommendation. We want this letter of recommendation to come from a coach, a supervisor, a school counselor. If you're in college, from a professor that might know you really well and can really talk about some of your characteristics and how you are in school and what your work ethic is like and all of that. So keep that in mind, that we're looking for that kind of person. We don't want to see family members in here, or don't want to see yourself listed in here. We are really looking at that to see who you're listing. So to do that, you will hit add a new reference, and you will type the name and the email of your recommender. An email will be sent to that person as soon as you hit save and keep editing. Or if you're done with your application, you hit finish and submit, one will go to them as well, but that's the quickest way to go ahead and get a recommender or recommendation sent out. I would give that person a heads up that you are, or even before you enter them in here, you might want to ask them if they will serve as your recommender. Sometimes that email request from our system will go into their spam folder, or it might go in their promotional folder, or they might even not even know to look out for your email. So give them a heads up, let them know that's coming before you enter their information in here. If for any reason they do not receive our request, then just have them contact us. You can contact us, or you can just email they can just email their letter of recommendation to scholarships@occf.org. After a letter of recommendation, there are going to be a series of essay questions that you need to complete. If you're going through this the first time and you just kind of want to get a feel for what they're asking, or what we're asking, I would go ahead and write these, the responses to your essay questions in a Word document, do spell check, word count, all of that. Even maybe have an English teacher proof them for you. You can copy and paste them back in the website. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over this for now. Say, come back to this. Don't forget to come back to this. I would say, I think that proper grammar, proper punctuation is very important in these essay questions. The reason I say that is because a lot of times it's retired school teachers or counselors that are reviewing these essay questions, so that's really important to them. Other times, if say there are 100 students that have applied for this scholarship, and they are all qualified, we need to find a really easy way to kind of get that number down, narrow that number down. Sometimes looking at punctuation is a really easy way. Now, we don't do that all the time or anything like that, but I do work on some pools that have 400 qualified students. And so if somebody didn't go to the full effort of just having somebody proofread or simply just punctuating essay or letters in the essay question, then that can be really important. So after essays, we're going to ask for things like photo, not required, highly recommend. If you are awarded a scholarship, we will use that photo to kind of tell the state that you were awarded a scholarship. We also ask for FAFSA. Now, if you're not eligible to complete a FAFSA, totally understand. If say your parents just don't want to do the FAFSA this year, totally understand. I highly recommend you do a FAFSA. That will kind of open all doors when it comes to not only student loans, but grants in the state of Oklahoma, federal grants, like the Pell Grant. It will open all of your opportunities to financial need-based scholarships as well. So I do recommend going ahead and doing that, but you can skip over that. Something to mention is if you're not able to complete the FAFSA, you can actually scroll down to where it says, please discuss your financial situation or any particular circumstances that you would like the selection committee to consider when reviewing your application. Here's a really good chance for you to explain maybe why you can't complete the FAFSA. I know there was a student last year, without getting I won't be too specific, but it sounded like her family came into a bit of money just this last year. So they didn't really want to file the FAFSA because it didn't really tell their true story. And so she put that in this essay right here. I'm going to just say dad lost job due to COVID. Something else to keep in mind about the FAFSA, it did open up on October 1st. And so you don't have to have the FAFSA completed when you apply for our scholarships. You could say start applying for our scholarships, get the FAFSA done, come back in, upload it here. So you don't have to do one then the other. You can kind of do them kind of step by step to each other. To qualify for the Oklahoma Tuition Assistance Grant, you do need to have your FAFSA done by December 1st at the latest. So I think it's really important to just go ahead and get it done. And then there's going to be a bunch of terms and conditions that I really recommend that you look at. I'm not going to today. So I'm just going to say yes, yes, yes. I'll have you kind of virtually sign this. How did I hear? I heard about it through a radio interview. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit finish and submit. So after you hit finish and submit, the system really what it's doing is it's looking over your general application and it's saying, hey, okay, we see that this student is a high school senior. Okay, we see that they're from Harding Charter Prep. We see that they're interested in business. Okay, what scholarships do we have for that student? And this is where it's going to say other recommended opportunities. So it's going to recommend things for you to qualify for based on the information you've already put on your general application. So like I said, that general application is just the first step. Then you'll need to go through all of these applications that it's recommended to you to see if you're able to apply for these. Most of the time, these applications just have one or two more questions tied to them, and that's it. Once you hit apply, you submit, you're qualified for that scholarship. So let me just show you for an example. To see what all the eligibility requirements are, you're first going to just see kind of a little snippet, but if you want to see the whole thing, you'll click on the name of the scholarship. Here you can read about all the eligibility requirements. Make sure you're reading these carefully. So I just want to go through and say, yes, I live in the OG&E service area. Yes, I am interested in a STEM major. Yes, I do plan to go to the University of Oklahoma. Yes, I have a 3.25 GPA. Yes, my ACT score I'm planning to get better than 25. I have a 20 now, but I'm really planning to get better. So I'm going to go ahead and apply, see how that goes. And yeah, I'm interested in the energy field and I do have financial need. Okay, yeah, I think I want to apply for this. What do? Hit apply. Once you hit apply, you'll see there's just one other thing you have to do. Please upload a copy of your household's OG&E electric bill to show that you currently live in the OG&E service area. OG&E must be your electric service provider. Okay, mom and dad, hey, can you get me your electric bill? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add it and just ignore this. I'm just gonna ignore something kind of funny here. There's my electric bill, finish and submit. And there, it's been successfully submitted. And I'll go back and kind of show you where you can monitor those applications, but you'll really want to go through all of these, click on the names, read the requirements. If you're eligible, go ahead and apply. Be mindful of these deadlines. So you do need to make sure that all the questions on this application right here and all the questions on your general application are how you want them to be answered by the time this deadline rolls around. You can always make changes. So say by the time this deadline rolls around, 215, your ACT has bumped up to a 32, go ahead and update that score in the general application. But just know that after this kind of point in time for each of these deadlines, that's when the committee is going to review whatever's on your general application. So if you qualify for all of these, go ahead and apply for every single one of them and just make sure all of your materials are in by this date. Okay, so this just shows you things that are recommended to you. You can see everything we have to offer by going to opportunities here and you'll hit ours. Ours show you every single thing we have. So this is everything. I don't hate, like just in case you inputted something wrong on that general application, I don't think it can hurt you to go through everything we have to offer to make sure you're not missing out on anything. Also, if you go through these, you might see something that maybe your friend qualifies for that you don't. You kind of nudge them to complete this as well. But so this is everything. You can actually search for certain things in here. So say I want to search for female. Let's see what's open to female students. And you type in female and see all of these scholarships here are open to female students. Not necessarily, but it's a pretty good start. So you can search by different keywords here, type in a keyword, hit enter, and then you can kind of filter things out. Say your counselor gave you the name of a scholarship that you should really qualify for. I know there's a scholarship actually that's open to, I think, Shawnee residents or something like that. So you could type in Shawnee. We can see if there's a scholarship open to, yep, it's the Karen Sue Freeman Memorial Scholarship. Okay, my guidance counselor said, yes, that's the one I could qualify for. Go ahead and hit apply and then complete that. If you'd like to see all the applications that you've kind of been working on, go to My Applications. You can see the status of your general application here. It's going to go ahead and say submitted. If you want to make any changes to that, and I'll show you that, you just click on the name here. And then here are all of the scholarships that you're kind of working on right now. So remember, we did that OG&E scholarship, we did submit it, but what are these here? Okay, well, I'm going to show you what these are. These right here are, if you hit Guy and Ginger Zimmerman Scholarship, you'll see there's nothing I need to do to qualify for that. Rather, if I have submitted the general application and I meet the requirements for the scholarship, then I'm going to be automatically considered. And all that requires of that is graduating seniors from an Oklahoma high school, greater than a 3.0 GPA, and I want to go to OU. So since I meet all those qualifications, I'm going to be automatically considered for that scholarship. There's nothing else I need to do. So there's going to be a few of those like that for you, since you're a Harding charter prep student. Would show you these. If you're, we have other scholarships that are kind of like this. I know some of the scholarships for our Lawton students are automatically, they just automatically qualify for you for them. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so I wanted to show you, so if you go to general application, I wanted to show you what the high school junior application looked like in case there are some juniors that are listening to me today. Oh, let's go back up here. Okay, so I want to say I'm a high school junior, and yes, I'm the first to attend college. I'm going to go ahead and update my application. Now I'll show you kind of what this looks like. I'm going to go to my application, and let's see. We're good there. Okay. So I'm going to go to recommended opportunities here. Opportunities recommended. I'm going to see if anything pops up for me. Scroll, look, new opportunity scholars. So this is that high school junior one. You'll go ahead and click on it. A junior attending a high school in this network. So this is new opportunities is for high school juniors. This is kind of the only one we have for high school juniors. You can kind of scroll through the other ones just to make sure you're not missing out on anything, but this is the only one. Hit apply. And this does get you kind of familiar with our system for your next year, for your senior year, because you can qualify for other scholarships in our system as well, your senior year. So go ahead and hit apply. And then there are going to be some questions that you'll need to answer as a high school junior. Finish and submit, and that will qualify you for this scholarship. So I think it's really important to read all of the text, all of the instructions very carefully. I know it is a very instruction heavy system, but this could really qualify you for thousands of dollars in scholarship opportunities. I know the OG&E scholarship is worth $15,000 a year for 4 years. The Carolyn Watson scholarship, which is for rural Oklahoma students, that is $12,000 a year for 4 years, and then can be used towards graduate school if you have any kind of scholarship money left. So just kind of keep that in mind there. By reading the instructions and completing all of this, it could qualify you for thousands and thousands of dollars. One thing I do want to point out again, I talked about references, but you can manage your references up here in this toolbar by clicking on references. You can see if that recommender has submitted their letter of recommendation, kind of what the status is. Right now it just says requested. So an email has just been sent to that person, but it's just been requested, nothing's been done. Once they've submitted their letter of recommendation, it will transition over into submitted. It will say submitted. You can resend the request. And again, if for whatever reason they don't receive that request, they can simply email us at scholarships@occf.org. Okay, I just want to go through my list here to make sure I covered everything. I kind of wrote down a list. I showed you the general application. I showed you the new opportunity scholars application if you are a high school junior. I showed you how to apply for any and all of our recommended opportunities. The last thing I do want to mention to you is kind of our timeline for awarding. So I told you about all the deadlines that we have for all of our opportunities. So really we work hard to get our reviewers to look at the applications soon after the deadline. We typically say it could take about a month for us to review and make a decision. So I would say within a month of applying, up to 2 months of applying, you might find out if you've been awarded a scholarship. Again, we do send your award letters to your home address. Oftentimes, if you're not awarded a scholarship, we will not notify you, but we will make sure here in this My Applications tab, so you can kind of go in here and check the status. If you go to My Applications and you're not awarded, it might update here and say not awarded. So you can kind of just keep clicking back in here and seeing. If you have any questions, just email us at scholarships@occf.org. Just know that our applications are pretty competitive. We always have really, it's always really hard to make decisions on these, especially if you've completed everything like you're supposed to. But we really are, we have a system of people throughout the community that work for us, who are representative of our community to review applications. So we're working to make the most fair decisions that we possibly can. So just kind of keep that in mind. But if you have any questions at all, I'm going to pull up our website one more time, occf.org/scholarships. And you can see these are the 3 people that work in the scholarship office over here. That's me right here. And you can email us or give us a call if you have any questions at all. But I do recommend starting here and learning about what you can do to kind of prepare yourself for applying for scholarships. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much, and we hope you apply for our scholarships.